Welcome to Easy Start, where we make statistics simple and easy. Today, we are going to learn about survival analysis in SPSS. So, one of the things that you need to understand when performing survival analysis, there are three things. One of the things is you need to have a unique identity. The other thing is time, and then the other thing is censorship. So censorship means that this event did not occur. In this case of our data, this is like a hypothetical data whereby we have birds, that is chicken, whereby they were exposed to some aflatoxin, and then now we are trying to treat them and see if they will experience diarrhea or not experience diarrhea. So what will happen? So the thing that we want to see is that we have groups. We have the first group, group one, group two, group three, group four. So we have four groups of birds. So those were the interventions that we did to this bird. So we want to see, is there a difference between the survival of these three groups across the birds, and can we say that we can recommend such a group for the survival of this bird, and they might not incur or they might not experience diarrhea? About time for survival analysis, it has to be measured. It has to be within a certain time, whereby after this time, we can say we were not able to track or we didn't see the event. In our case, we measured this for 32 days, so that we can see will this bird experience diarrhea or no diarrhea. So after 32 days, we can say there was no event. But within the 32 days, like you see, group one here, this bird, the ID of the bird is G1R1B1 22. So at day 22, this bird experienced diarrhea. So and then censorship, as we have said, censorship is now this event didn't happen. So if I change to the values, you'll see one means that no diarrhea. So censorship is at 0. So the event is at 0. This is the event diarrhea, and no event or not diarrhea was 1. So you need to remember those values. So what you do need to do, go to analyze, survival, and then we're going to use the Kaplan-Meier. So once you come here, time, remember our time, we're measuring this time, and then the status about censorship, of which is diarrhea. So we want to define, so we said 0 is when this bird experienced diarrhea. It can be even between ranges, so we'll learn that later on. So and then we click continue. And then remember, in our case, we're having factors, but in the case you don't have factors, you can proceed in analyzing your data, but you come to options, and then now we can have the survival table, the mean and median survival, and of course we can have a plot, and then we continue. Because for us, we had some intervention of the treatment, so we put it here as the factor. And remember, you have to treat your bird singly. One bird, it should have a unique identifier. So that is it. After doing that, and then of course, since we had factors, we can come to compare factors. Let us just click all these so that we can now see the results that's going to give us, and then you continue, and then just click OK. And here we have our results. So in group 1, out of 17, there were 8 events. So censorship was 9, so whereby we can say that 9 were censored, they didn't experience the event. So there was a 52% chance that the birds in group 1 experienced that. In group 2, you can see there was 78%. In group 3, there was 50%. And group 4, there was 5%. So in all these, you can see that what really you can see, there are some groups that the chances of this happening is very high, in other groups not very high. So you can see, like in group 4, only one did not experience the event. So let us go to the to the survival table. So this is the first table that we get here. So how can we interpret this table? So you can see that at day 22, all the way to here, 6 birds experienced diarrhea at day 22, because this is the first time you get the first proportion of surviving. So this one has just been computed by, because it was 6 birds and it was a total of 17. So if you do 17 minus 16, 17 minus 6, you will get, and then 17 divided by 6, sorry, 17 divided by 6, you'll be able to get that, or you can say you'll be able to get 0.3 53. So minus 1, you get this. So, or even you can say the remaining birds. If there are 6 birds, well, how many remaining birds are remaining? We are remaining with around 11 birds. So 11 over 17, this is what you get. So the next one was 7 birds. 7 minus 17, that is 10. 10 over 17, you get this. So these are the surviving. The surviving. How many are remaining? How many are remaining? So that is how you can be able to say cumulative proportion. So that happens the same way to group 2, and then group 3. So you can see group 3, there was up to 50%, because 10 of them at day 26, 10 of them had experienced diarrhea, and there were a total of 20 birds in that group. So 10 minus 20 minus 10, that is still 10. 10 over 20, that is 50%. That is why it is 0.5%. So that is all the way how to calculate how the survival table has been computed. But now the real thing comes here. Even before we come here and see our model, how is it? Do we have a significant difference across? Do we have a significant difference across these groups? So one of the test of the quality of this distribution is the log rank, the Mantel Cox. So we tend to use this test, but you can see all of them are significant. So it tells you that there was a significant difference between this distribution from the 4 groups, that is group 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there was a significant difference. That's what it tells us here. If you come here, you can be able to see that the estimated mean days for survival is 27 days for group 1. So group 1, we can say that it took like 27 days for a bird in that group to experience diarrhea. For group 2, we can say it took 29 days. For group 3, you can say it took 27 days. For group 4, you can see group 4 is a group that experienced diarrhea on the highest, on the least time possible. So you can, even if you go back here, you'll see that group 4, most of its birds experience. So it's only actually one bird that didn't experience diarrhea, so which was censored. So we can say that this group 4 might be the least recommended, or if it is an intervention, it will be the least recommended, because these birds are going to experience diarrhea in the shortest time possible. So again, the other thing is the survival functions. Now you can see here, it is still indicated. You can see group 4 here. Group 4 came here the lowest. You can see green. The green one is group 2. You see group 2 that the survivability of group 2 is around 80% for this one. And then you can see like group 3 and 2, they are almost equal. But somehow we can say that this is group 1. Yeah, group 1 and group 3. You can say group 1 are almost equal, but although group 1 is a little bit higher than group 2. So that is how to perform survival analysis in SPSS. The other thing that we can be able even to do is sometimes you can even come and compare. You can even compare between this group and the other group. So thank you so much, and remember to subscribe.